All right. So today it is not windy. Last 2 days so windy. It's so irritating when you have high winds and you're trying to work on something out here. So I have look what I found. Actually, I used these, came in pretty handy. Where's that stupid thing? Okay, you see the lower high pressure hose on this steering rack. You can see I got a little masking tape on there. I used the masking tape to hold the two crush washers that are in between the banjo bolt. And it's very limited room in here, trying to get your hands up in here to tighten it and to hold a washer. Well, the inside washer, the last washer, I clipped it with this, and I was able to hold it and bring it in and then tighten the bolt. But it was literally impossible, either under or over, to have two hands in there doing anything. You can just have one hand pretty much. At least that's my experience. And then I had, like I said, you got to, the trick, this was a Duralast high pressure line for this Kia Sedona 2002 EX 3.5. And it was available at my local AutoZone, so I snagged it. It's not a dealer part. I didn't want to wait. The rain is predicted next couple days. Got a long trip to take with this thing on Monday. It's Thursday, so I just want to get it over with, get it back together. You know, it's not a Porsche. So anyway, you have to kind of bend that metal elbow on the new line, which is right here. The new one was a little bit different. I mean, it was the same configuration, but the bend was not correct. The twist on this part was twisted kind of the other way. Made it really inconvenient trying to get everything lined up, so I just slightly bended it. You know, you don't want to kink it because it will kink. But that's the trick for getting that end in. And I'm sure with the rack off and it's easy, you can put everything together. But boy, I tell you, crawling underneath there just sucks. So today, got my tools all nice and organized. There's a real mess in there. The wind blew in leaves in my garage and really just very irritating. So today I've got the power steering pump in. The new hose is connected to new copper crush washers. So now all I gotta do is just put the belts on, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the belts on and then fill the power steering, start it up, and turn the steering back and forth and purge the air out of the lines until you see no more bubbles coming out of this right here. So that's where I'm at. All right, I got all the belts on. New fluid in. Fuel tank is very smooth. See now, when I was diagnosing what's that sound? The sound on cold start, even though when it was in idle for the first 5 minutes, you could kind of hear it in the engine compartment. You hear it big time when you put it in gear, but I'm by myself, so I didn't have anybody to help me. But I did notice that I heard the noise stronger over on this side. And what's on this side? That pulley and the power steering pump. Okay, so this van's had a new timing belt, new water pump. New pulleys behind the covers. The only thing that's original here is the alternator, the AC compressor, and that idler pulley, and that crank pulley. Everything's looking nice and smooth. I don't see any leaks other than the mess that I made taking all this stuff apart. Man, it was messy. There's so much grease under here, man. It was like crazy. So now I'm gonna shut it off. And I'm gonna check the tension on the belts, and check the tightness of all the bolts, everything that I took apart, and check for any leaks at the banjo bolts on this side. Hello. Come on. Is this in focus? No? I don't see any leak. I cranked on it pretty hard, and not all the way, but couldn't really crank too much more. And then I check over on this side. Oh my God, I'm gonna need a light, but I don't see anything dripping on the ground, man. That's from last night. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, so I've done lots of this, man. I put these struts on, new brakes, new shocks all the way around, the radiator, everything else. And it hasn't been for 8 years. I haven't had to do anything to this van, so 98,000 miles. You expect to do something. Nothing runs forever except Toyotas. Toyotas, apparently, you never have to let the hood on and check anything because they run forever, right? This is actually a Mitsubishi engine, from what I hear. It is nice and quiet right now, though. It's nice having some new stuff on there to make it quiet. Anyways, this is John, and I will do a cold start either tonight or tomorrow when it's like 49 degrees. But I'm pretty sure that's it. It's done. All right, so here we are. It's all back together. New power steering pump, a new high pressure hose. It's nice and cold out. Let's see what happens. Starts up nice. Put it in reverse. Noise is gone. Yep, that noise is gone. So it was the power steering pump. Even though the power steering worked, it just must have been just old and weak, like me. I did have a little bit of a drip when I put everything back together, and it was just the reservoir. There's one hose that you have to unhook and take off, and it was leaking from the very top. It had one of those kind of wire clamps, the pinch clamp, and so I took that off, or just loosened it, moved it, and then just put a regular hose clamp around it and tightened it, and now there's no more leak. Yay. So what's that noise? That noise is a power steering pump. And it was weird that it would just do it on a cold start when it's cold outside. End of story. I am done.